space. Brave stuff. And everybody for Renegades stays alive.
Avangar didn't have the positions to use those HE grenades. Maybe some can be collected. James doing a little fishing. Maybe he'll hold on to his deagle and these HE grenades. Jacob hunting, looking to make some bonus money, but the 2-0 is a good start for Renegades. The buy's not too far away though for Avangar, so we'll see what they can do. Continue to surprise us after a back and forth start, a bumpy road, it's fair to say, Avangar. Speaking of surprises, Renegades as well. Really peak performance at the moment.
Ooh. That's a good find, isn't it? Can he keep it going though? He's got no careful of that aim punch. Oh dear, makes it rather difficult. I'm not sure what he was going for there, but he will go down. But at least there is a little bit of damage to keep Renegade's economy honest in some respects. But now we get the buy coming in for Avangar. We get James going to that AWP straight away. We're going to see this. They really prioritize having James on the AWP as much as possible. And I'm sure he's going to show us a strong argument as to why that's the case.
James will be naked in round number 1. Assuming he's smoked off in the window position, he won't be too susceptible to grenades, so it's not the worst thing in the world. Not ideal, of course, but every sniper is used to it. There is a distinct lack of grenades across the board, though, for Avangar, which could be an issue. Really spot the players jumping out. He will. Perfect stuff from James. Knows the angles of aggression, and that's exactly what Avangar need. An unanswered frag early when they've got no real area control with any grenades. Sanji has 1 smoke grenade. Beyond that, they don't really have almost anything.
Good flashbang for short there for Azza. And he's not going to see too much there, but at least he has control of that position. That's a huge thing. We know that Renegades have a really good game plan when it comes to getting that mid control and developing that map control, getting connector, getting the ladder room. They're really effective at building that into a side take. And Avangar, they've got to be cautious here. They've only got a smoke and a flashbang with a minute to go. They're really going to be relying on the fragging power of their players, and Renegades start to make their move. They start to make their rotation. They've once more.
The AWP comes out for Renegade, so we'll see Gratisfaction get up to his usual shenanigans. A very aggressive sniper, one of the more aggressive snipers in the game at the moment. And ooh. JKS, that's how you want him starting off. We said how important he was on Mirage. We mentioned the CT side, but T side as well, of course. Maybe the best player on the team, JKS. Really important for the Renegade squad. We may have a slight pause as it looks like somebody needs to reconnect, but it is the start Renegades we're looking for.
Yeah, absolutely. We know how strong they are when they get the ball rolling, especially when they get to play into a Mirage starting on the T side. We saw it against ENG. Again, we have to think back to that matchup. I'm sure Avangar would have looked at that matchup, would have looked at the ways in which they could exploit Renegade's game plan. So I think that's why this match is such an interesting one, James, because we have to expect that Avangar, with the information on Renegades on this map that's out there, and with what Avangar shows us against Vitality, that they are going to throw some interesting wrenches into the works of Renegade's game plan on this T side. But many rounds left to play, and we're seeing a scout on James. I think, yeah, Sanji dropped the scout to James. That's actually quite cool. Avangar, always good for an interesting save round.
See what they have in store for their opponent. Renegades anti-eco territory. Historically, these rounds have been disastrous for Renegades all too often. Hasn't quite been the case, though, at the Major. It's been the odd hiccup here and there, but that is to be expected from any team. It is a new Renegades we have seen, but it needs to continue. Avangar can be very dangerous in a round such as this. Renegades showing some presence in a mid position, but not really drawing the CTs there, unbeknownst to them as they have now left the position. Liaz keeping the CTs honest towards B, making sure there's no push. In the meantime, JKS was doing the same, at least in the Palace. You can see Kika playing for information. The 1 smoke on the Avangar squad. So what exactly is the plan? Is this to buy some time for a rotation and then have some bedlam?
Well, this is very interesting because Kika is pretty close here, looking to slow things down with the smoke, and of course the CZ in this position has been extremely dangerous. We've seen many players at this Major do damage with the CZ here. It could be key. What can Kika accomplish? Will they push through the smoke? Will they have any utility to deal with this position? Kika looking away for the flashbangs periodically, waiting for the moment. Has to pick perfect timing. The lineup comes through. Gets the double off the CZ. Jane with that scout doing lethal damage as well. 2 players left here now for Renegades on the bomb site as the spray comes through. They still need to get the bomb, and they have time to do it, but there's so much pressure on them here.
Avangar slowing things down. They don't need to fight to the death at the moment because the bomb needs to get planted, and that's to their advantage. They're buying time for Buster. He's racing into Palace. Renegades, what can they possibly do? They can't rotate because they give up all the weapons. They have a rough idea of where most people are, and that's information they can try to use, but they're running out of time. There's 20 seconds on the clock. There's a triangle of doom. They're surrounded from all positions. Jacob with a grenade in his hand. Buster's gone past the angle already, and that is the round there. Has to be the round, surely. Azza doing what he can, but he can't. With one smoke grenade, Avangar buy time. Kika spotting. The grenades come through. He drops the smoke grenade. The B players rotate. James delivers. Kika delivers in a spot which is absolutely brutal for Renegades. They choose to push the smoke. It's suicide. And we're back where we used to be with Renegades.
That's such a cool round. If you look back, just all the utility for Avangar was used just perfectly. I don't think they could have used it more efficiently. Such a great round from them, and I love how Kika held his nerve. But into the next one we go, and Renegades have a buy. They don't have too much utility behind it, but there's a fast play up catwalk. Jacob is going to go down. James looking for that fast play up catwalk. He'll control the flow of Renegades players as they try to make their way through onto some better map control. But now it's just Azza here in this position. Ooh, has a slight gap to work with. Can't find the frag though. And Renegades will take control of this A bomb site, but they are taking their losses as well.
The bomb is in a very, very forward position. There's time on the clock, but there is not personnel. James delivers again, looking sharp as well. JKS, the last man standing. 1 versus 4. He has time to do this. He has an AK-47. He can pop heads, but it won't be easy. They don't know where he is. You can see that because Buster's looking top mid at the moment. Not reveal his position just yet. Looking for some elevation to see over some of the boxes to get some information. Now he may need to concede his position. The CT's give him nothing just yet. Jumpers jumps off the boxes quietly, releasing the crouch button after falling off. Needs his first engagement. Sees an elbow. Now all the information is known. Switches out for the creek. 40 seconds. That bomb is in such an exposed position. He has a flash and that's about it. Throws it towards James' position. He might not even know it's James. All he's seen is an elbow. There's the first engagement. 1 versus 3 now. 30 seconds remain. Found another piece of utility. Keeps James blind for the time being. But there's a player on top of him. Buster's baiting. Sanji does the job. Too many man. And it's 2 rounds for Avangar.
Yeah, and that's so critical to at least extract an extra kill from that round. They need to keep the damage up onto Avangar in the rounds in which Avangar win. But of course, without a bomb plant especially, we're going to see a complete save here from Renegades, I think. I don't think they can really buy almost anything. See a flashbang so far, that's about it. James, this is such a key shot, and of course there's a gap in the smoke there in the window, presumably due to an incendiary, and so that play absolutely critical. Great start from Avangar, great start from James, and Renegades indeed. Just a single flashbang, the dream flashbang. Can they get the bomb down? That's their objective.
Palace first, you can see Avangar, they know their advantages, they'll play distance, they will abuse their range. The bomb is not going to be planted. Great patience from Kika, prioritizing the players around the bomb, trying to defend the position, the people shooting at him, and then taking out the bomb planter afterwards. That limits the pressure to the CT economy, never mind the T's getting some bonus money. Prioritize their own money first. They're building round by round, brick by brick.
And so this is the situation, James. Avangar have denied that momentum that we saw Renegades get on their T side against ENGE with their game plan. Now we know that Renegades have a lot more plays to go through, and the way that they build those plays from mid control, there's so many things that they can do. But this is definitely a much more difficult situation that the Renegades are finding themselves in. And Avangar are looking like they're about to start to take control of this one. They have Sanji on an MP9. He has been critically important on that B-bomb site. He can hold it by himself. He's been playing very smart there. But surely we're going to see some aggression from Avangar at some point here.
An MP9 on the B-bomb site almost feels iconic at this point for Avangar. Not something you see from many other teams, but Sanji, I feel like he's often got an MP9 or a MAC-10. Very much the man for the job, and once again there's a gap. James going to deploy the grenade. Obviously he's warned them away from going through that smoke already, so to play the safe route and still take a lick of damage. There we go, these are the vintage, if you will, Renegades boosts into the window. Now it seems that nobody ever seems to twig this, and Azza once again is going into the B-bomb site with record time.
Oh, is he getting caught there? Oh no.
I don't think Adren has seen him. He's got no idea. Azza's looking for 2, he's greedy, he's a glutton, he wants the cake. He wants the sauce. Can he find a second player? He can. They're lining up for him, and there they both go. That is the round over.
Yeah, that has to be it. They're carrying so much right now. There's a full 5-man squad over on the B bomb site. And at this point, it would be suicidal. And you're right, James. So this is worrying. So this is really interesting because surely Avangar should realize that Renegades have specific timings behind pushing the window. And when you get that really fast timing, obviously what you're expecting is because of the smoke going into the mid window, there's a timing where the AWPer, to be useful and not just be, of course, sitting there behind the smoke, will rotate out of that window position. And so there's a key timing in which you can, as we saw Azza, push through to the vent, push through to CT spawn, and really do whatever the hell you want. So
Renegades are so successful with these window boosts, I think they need their own infomercial at this point.
Yeah, there's definitely something. It's going to be interesting to see if that happens again.
If you buy in the next 5 minutes, Dan, you'll get your own Azza bobblehead in the B bomb sites. And that's Renegades back in the lead, just like that. Very simple. At least it was surgical from the Avangar POV. They're able to hold on to 3 weapons because what can you do? You have no position. Yeah. It's already over.
Yeah, especially when it happens that quickly in a round. It's a pretty solid bet that the T side has a lot of utility so that they can just repeatedly smoke off the choke points, so you're never getting in. So what is the adjustment? Of course, the Avangar keep those weapons as James mentioned. Dren's actually in the window here with an AK-47. Jane goes straight to connector, looking to see what he can find. You can see that they smoked off the Molotov, and that again creates a gap. Jane abuses that gap, picks up the kill onto Azza. And that is a nice revenge kill, given that Azza ended the round single-handedly in the previous one. Ooh. Oh my god, look at the timing behind that grenade. You gotta love it.
That's gotta be just shy of max damage, I think. Beautiful timing from Avangar. And this time they've got Buster looking in that ladder room position. But the thing is now, I feel like Avangar aren't necessarily playing their own game at the moment. They're playing to try and counter Renegades, which is necessary, but that's a plus for Renegades. In previous rounds, we have seen them get into that ladder room in record time. Now there's a sound cue, which will be really important. Sanji, how has he managed to do this? Has he been spotted? We see Niaz backing off. Oh, we've seen his ass. The Brazilian butt lift is not going to pay off for him. It's going to leave Gratisfaction and JKS now in a 2 versus 5.
Oh man, at least didn't see him, and that's... Now what do you do? Gratisfaction, JKS in a desperate situation. There is some time, of course, but they know where Gratisfaction is. Now, JKS will take down Kika, and they've made their way onto the side. There might even be a plant in it here for Gratisfaction. He's just got to risk it. He's got to go for it. And indeed, that's what's going to happen. The plant behind Triple as the CT side start to rally themselves, and Gratisfaction, it's a 2 versus 4. Plays have to be made, and here comes a big one off the flashbang. That is not bad for Renegades. There's a chance in it here for them off this plant.
This is a really slow retake from Avangar. You can see Buster getting into position, but Adren is still in the short position. JKS is made for these kind of situations. He splashed his teammate in, but Buster is there. Stereo frags for Avangar, and it won't be a clutch on this occasion. The boys in blue tie the score. They're in red, but on a CT side, so it still works.
And also a really great effort. I mean, they've made that look winnable. You know, if there's a world in which JKS kind of checks to the flank, obviously it's timing that's hard to predict. But if he does and wins that battle, then it's a 2v2 all of a sudden, and things get really interesting. But 4-4. Avangar keeping Renegades honest. Renegades will be in with a full buy in this next round, but they will be spending all of their cash. So this is a very important round in terms of Renegades taking some momentum in their T side. So we'll see what they can do. I've been loving the way that Avangar have been creating gaps in the smokes, and James going to mix things up here. I think he was going for the cat jump, and instead he will once again extinguish the connector Molotov, but he can't find the shot just yet. He goes for it again, and a big punish from Gratisfaction. And there might be more if Buster gets too curious, and he does, and he's dead.
So much risk taken there, definitely outstaying his welcome. You just got to think to yourself, is it really worth all this risk? They have money in the bank, so at least Avangar are choosing these risks when they can afford to take them. It is early as well. Again, this is the kind of control I was talking about in a short position, although you're not expecting to be 5 versus 3 in this situation. I think this is going to be another game over, although Azza's looking to do more damage. The barrel of his gun is going to be seen by Sanji. There'll be a ding-dong, and that's over. Dren may look for some kind of opportunity. I don't know if he's going around towards A or just holding an angle to fall back from. It will be the latter. This is a weird one, though, because if he takes a shot from there and he misses, he might get stuck trying to run out the door. It's not quite the same as the window on the balcony, but who knows? Maybe they're just trying to prioritize taking money away from Renegades. As you can see, Renegades need that money at the moment. Avangar have got a few bucks in the hole. The mattress is still stuffed.
Yeah, and it's an interesting situation. You're looking at James' position, but first, actually, let's see if Adren can get some value here. They don't. How far will they go? Will they peek this? Well, looks like they know where Adren is. There's an AWP there, so they'll be safe playing in a position here where you can see JKS, but it's a nice little pickup for Adren at the end of the round. But I wanted to go back to James' play there, because you could see he really wanted to get some value. First, I think, he misses the catch jump. That was the play that he wanted. And then I think maybe he got too caught up in the fact that he wanted to really deliver a kill. And it's just that one peek too many, James. Had to respect that flashbang and the positioning of Renegades into middle. And that's good as well for Renegades, because they need to be confident that they can beat James when they're going into mid. It's very important that James doesn't dominate that position.
Yeah, I understand. He's basically, he's been causing them problems from window, from the top of the connector part. So he wants to mix it up, but watching the sniper stand there for so long, you just get more and more and more nervous. But here we are. Renegades back in the lead. A tactical timeout has come and gone. And we've got a difference in the buy here from Avangar. They've gone from 1 AWP to 2. So Buster will be wielding the second one. We'll see what the approach is around the B bomb site. Plenty of grenades for both squads. This is an important round, especially for Renegades. Still on the catch-up despite being ahead when it comes to money. They must be successful here.
Yeah, and I love that we're seeing the double ops. I really like that. Let's see what Buster can do from the catwalk position. Gratisfaction looking for the jump. Is he going to hit the shot? Sanji. Oh my goodness, I'm so worried. I've seen Sanji get caught too many times at this point. Gratisfaction will keep making his way forward, and you can see Renegades are playing off of, if he gets a pick, they'll just burst onto that B bomb site. But love to see if that timing's going to work, because now, of course, Gratisfaction's not got anything. They start to wander backwards in the B apartments. Maybe Sanji will give something to Gratisfaction once again. Another try, but can't find it. Some good nade damage, but not the kill, and the kill is what he wanted. And now Renegades have that mid control. And Sanji's getting aggressive. My God, he just goes for it. That's insane. I don't know how he converts that, but he does, and Buster does as well. Now Renegades are in hot water.
Surprise! And the second AWP is on the B bomb site. James has the window shot. He'll avoid the flashbangs, and it's 5 versus 1. Jacob's alone now. And again, they had to win this round. No bomb plant, very likely. Their money's gonna suck. He's got to do some damage, but nothing doing just yet. It's all peripheral damage. 5-5, Avangar with a strong answer in that round. They make the adjustments. Your move, Renegades.
Those orbs just punctured every player. It's just so fitting that the final player of Renegades dies by getting wallbanged by 2 different orbs from 2 different angles. I feel like that really tells the story of that round. And indeed, it's such a cool position to be as well, because Avangar could start to think, all right, let's just play a steady setup, be reactionary with these AWPs, we don't have to do anything crazy. Or they could take it the other way and think, all right, Renegades are going to try to counter us in these ways. There are certain ways you can deal with double AWPs. Some teams like to go for the classic set pieces. You shut the AWPs down by getting the smokes down on a bomb site, for example, A, cuts off line of sight, then you get the bomb down, now you're forcing the AWPs to retake where they're a little bit weaker. So that could be something that Renegades are thinking to do, but here's a little highlight reel for you. The AWPs of Avangar working their magic.
Absolutely. Really strong position for an AWP. You need to have a flash for that position. Every sniper likes that when they're on the B bomb site. So Renegades, I do wonder if we're going to see a fast round. They know Avangar have 2 AWPs, which may make it harder to defend a fast play if they can swarm onto a site. If they can trade one player, then things could get pretty awkward on a potential retake for Avangar. So if Renegades can use their utility to get onto the bomb site, if they've got flashes in the hole, let's say to make a push towards CT, this could become very, very interesting indeed.
There you go, the smoke's really cutting off the line of sight for Kika. Does he want to play in front of it? No. This is a smart choice. They can play retake. They've got lots of utility. They can just let the bomb go down. Kika has to be careful not to overcommit, but he needs to hold on to CT. Renegades want to get CT if they possibly can. They need more forward position to deny the retake! That's not bad, is it, from Kika? Gets himself a second. And now Renegades down to 3 players, but they've got the bomb down. But it gets worse, because in comes Sanji from the flank when you thought you were safe, when you thought you had a chance. Sanji is looking absolutely deadly. Picks off another one, and now it's up to Liaz in a 1 versus 4.
Just waiting now. Maybe the best he can hope for is damage. The grenades are coming his way. There's one. Can he find some more? It's a very tight position. They were lining up for him, but he couldn't do enough. And the round goes to Avangar. Now, There was some great potential there for Renegades.
Yes.
It took them a long time, though, to plant the bomb. It was about minute 5 on the clock. By the time they planted the bomb, Avangar basically had a CT on a ramp, which is a difficult situation. They did swarm the site. They did go for the CT push. Kika was ready for it, though. He was expecting the flashbang push. He realized what they would do in that situation, and he managed to get 2 out of it. Really strong stuff from Kika.
Wow.
Looking for the full highlight, not quite getting there, but again, the impact frags from the man.
Yeah, you're completely right. That's the play. That is the play. Renegades have to make the CT push work, or it's over. And Kika knows that. What a beautiful, beautiful display. You highlighted him, and we're seeing it from him so far. That's good for Avangar. But now we get the full save pretty much from Renegades. We get a few deagles there, a P250. And at this point, it's about keeping that CT economy reduced as much as possible. Don't let the money get out of control. But I feel like Avangar have been really good. We've seen them get those full saves in with 3 players. You know, I think 2 rounds in which they lost 2 players straight away. They get to keep all that money. And Sanji's going to feel some presence from these deagles, but the deagles can't really do much without utility. That's not bad. That's not bad.
James will still hold the position. The bomb hasn't been seen just yet, at least not on the A bomb side. It's moving away from B at present. They've got a pick there, so if they're fast, maybe they have a chance. Maybe it's the gauntlet run now. If you look at the position of Adren, he's in CT spawn. He hasn't gone through jungle in case there was a boost, which means that support's going to be hard to come by for James unless the CTs try to cross the triple. Buster's in. He's got an AWP through connector, so James safe from that position. He can focus on default, and it should still be impossible to plant the bomb unless there's another pick. There's Buster activating as Gratifaction makes his way over. Now Adren will take the position of James. And then there was Liaz, 1 versus 3, forced forward towards a triple position. He doesn't have the bomb, it's by default, but maybe he has a chance to win the round. 29 seconds. He has Kevlar, he's got 40 HP. He's got position to plant the bomb now.
Uh-oh, this is getting very scary. It's more than damage done. They're threatening to win the round. Liaz with this deagle. Looking extremely focused. Buster, he can't afford to miss, but the plant has to come in. Liaz can't be faking this. He needs to get the plant. That's time for Buster to move in. The nade does the damage, but James, 4 kills and a bomb plant. I think they would have been happy with 2 kills.
That is a great effort from Renegades, and it's a great answer to the previous round where they did some good work as well, and they did get some frags. So that's going to force Avangar to spend a lot of money. And Mattress will start to get a bit smaller, start to feel uncomfortable as they spend all the cash in this round, Avangar. 2 rounds ahead for now, but there's still time for Renegades to turn this around. They'll be on the buy themselves, JKS with 5,900. There'll be no issues in buying. Going for a 5 AK play, and again, I do wonder if this is a response to the fact that there are 2 AWPs, and they're going to try and abuse their numbers, but this time with better weaponry.
James straight into mid again, as we've seen him off to do, trying to find a gap there. Kika, he's going very deep here. JKS has to react, and Adren tries to trade it. That play's not worked out. Now James has to deliver. He whiffs the first shot, the flashbang comes in, makes his life more difficult. Looking to see if there's going to be trades hit. The utility usage from Renegades pushes Avangar all the way back. And Avangar, they have questions. There's a big question in whether they even try to go for this at this point, James. It's a 5 versus 3.
They can't, but they're being flanked by Azza. Maybe, again, Renegades are reading the situation really well. They're responding to the buys of Avangar, but also, like, they know they can't retake this with 2 AWPs. It would be absolute madness unless Renegades give them something, which is why they're not trying to push CT, but Azza's in position to really ruin the day. They cannot seriously be going for this Avangar. It would be absolutely wild. Buster's been taken out. Surely it's time to fall back, fishing for something, and now Azza makes his way towards that mid position, having cleared out B. Sanji goes low, and James went high. So maybe they'll both survive.
I do like that we saw from Avangar there, they tried to get some damage in. We are getting towards the end of this half, and they do have a decent amount of money in the bank. And Renegades, it would hurt a lot if they lost 2 or 3 players, but we actually see Gratifaction picks up a kill there on one of the remaining players. James survives though, importantly. Of course, he has the AWP, which is the most valuable weapon. So that is something, but Renegades making this competitive for sure. 6-7 now as they pick up that round, and Avangar looking to spend almost all their money in this one. James going to have to drop a few guns.
Yeah, despite the best efforts of Renegades, Avangar have been able to hold on with the good work they had in some rounds prior. So the full buys will still be here. But now they've lost one of the AWPs. So what is the adjustment? Both teams in this half have been repeatedly adjusting to each other. Avangar adjusting with the double AWPs. Renegades adjusting from ecos to force buys to ecos to buy rounds. to those two AWPs, and there will actually be a second AWP once again, but Renegades won't know this, so they're going to have to find out potentially the hard way. 7-6, the score is close as we head towards halftime.
Indeed, it is very close. An exciting matchup between these two. Gratisfaction, oh my god, this is so cool. Very rarely see this one. Will it pay off though? No one jumping across the connector at the beginning of the round for JKS to catch. And there's the smoke. So that play, unfortunately for Renegades, this wasn't the round for it. And Avangar taking absolutely no risks. I really like to see that. And it's a key cut. He is quite an aggressive player. I have to say, he's very entertaining to watch.
Look at Dren's position again. Well, he's going through the crawl space now into the window, but I feel like once more he's being forced to play two Renegades as opposed to Avangar's own game. If you're on a T side and you can force CTs to respond to you rather than play their own game, as Avangar like to do, then that can certainly help. But James is still an issue in this connector position. That was the close one. You could see the pixel gap towards the B bomb site. You do not walk peek those angles for a reason. He's learned the hard way. You can see the bomb is in the apartments at present to be collected by JKS in this 3 versus 5.
Maybe that's a lapse of focus there, James. They have been seeing those double ops out on Avangar frequently, especially from that B position. James looking back into middle here. Avangar staying active, but Azza, he could turn the tide, he could make the difference. Picks up a frag, and that will make things a little bit easier here. But there's 30 seconds to go. They have to get the bomb into B. It's the only option. Azza tries to push forward. There has to be a trade. There's the trade. It's JKS moving into the B bomb site. JKM playing to kill the rotation there from the jungle position. This is key. Both players have to perform here. JKM's down. All on JKS now.
2 rifles and the AWP. It's just about winning the round at this point. Although the money is low, but that has to be the priority. You can spray that position from the window. James could actually shoot. If he knows his lineup, that's a very nice grenade. They've got time, they're patient. JKS has to make the forward play. With 3 players alive, he has to take them out. He can't just stand and wait for them to collapse on his position. Does the best he can, but the odds are just against him. And it will be round number 8 for Avangar with 3 players surviving, and the second AWP will be collected.
Yeah, I think you make a really good point there, James. I think that just really highlights that it was very smart that there's a player, at least one player for Avangar, holding for the push as his teammates are pushing forwards. And it was a Dren there, and he does pick up the kill. So 8-6, and these double orbs have really been amazing for Avangar. They've worked out in so many rounds. And Buster's having a great performance. Buster 16 for 7. I feel like through each week, we've seen him get stronger and stronger, and he is needed. But we're back into it now. James makes the catwalk jump finally, and let's see what he goes for. He might have a good timing here. But Renegades, they tried to nuke the connector position. Good thing that James didn't miss the jump this time, James.
Very good. Maybe things are on his side for the time being. Renegades move towards the A bomb site. James still waiting in mid. Only 2 players to contest A on the Avangar side. The bomb is thrown on the floor for a brief time. Never want to do that. There can be enough of a sound cue. That molly on Tetris is really important, but Renegades are charging into the site, taking some grenade damage. Will the boost come in time? Kika ready and waiting. Spotting 1 player jumping up. That's the bomb as well. That's all the information they need. Full rotation coming in now for Avangar.
There it is, trying to keep themselves in a position where Elias can be pushed this CT spawn position. They have to gain some ground, they have to get some kills. They need to create the space, but now they have to play defensively. That's not bad though. Gratisfaction picks up 1. The bomb needs to get planted still, however, and it's not looking good. They're trying to create cover with all of the spray, but there's a stalemate at this point. Oh my goodness! You can't jump that. Gratisfaction with a punish. That is a turning point perhaps, but James has the AWP himself and he's got great coverage. James, there's nowhere for them to go to plant this bomb. Every angle's covered.
Sanji jiggles and he sees JKS. JKS is carrying the bomb. That's the crucial information. No grenades left for Renegades. It has to be the hard way. Waiting to punch the curiosity, Sanji. He's a brave soul, he always is. Jay moving into a more forward position. Dren got tagged to 15 HP earlier on. Oh, the flames up. JK's got to go forward. He's got 6 HP in 13 seconds, but there's a huge headshot. He's alone now. He's alone, 1 versus 2. Both the CTs are too far away to find both frags. Almost getting a Dren. Now he's got to commit to it. Will there be a spray? Sanji's out in the open, but it's too late. Dren with a USB. 9 rounds at half time. He baited them, but he couldn't quite find the frag stand.
My heart, James, my heart. Oh my God, I almost exploded out of my chest. He made the perfect play, I can't believe it. High energy finish at the end of the first half. 6 rounds for Renegades, 9 for Avangar. We'll have to see if Renegades can bounce back after the break.
Welcome back. At halftime, Avangar leads by 3 rounds after a very wild last round. Very, very wild. People just doing some crazy, I don't know what they were doing, some crazy things were happening.
So intense, James.
Indeed, but the score is still close. I told you how important it was for JKS and Jacob to deliver on previous CT sides of Mirage for Renegades. Now's the time for them to do it again. Again, both these teams fighting to take a lead as they try to head to the grand finals. Berlin, make some noise in this bitch!
Here we go, straight through the B apartments. Contact B play. A lot of teams are liking the stack B on the CT side though, so we'll see if this continues for Renegades, because they have some decent presence on the bomb side. We see that classic crossfire between JKS and Liaz. Is it going to pay off though? There's the flashbang, still good enough. They will be free to get the headshots. JKS annihilates 2 players. The executioner, JKS, on the B bomb side, cleans up the opposition, and it doesn't seem like there's much left to do here for Adren. He is stuck in the B apartments. There's nowhere to go, and Asa will finish it off.
Has the pistol round started yet? Asking for a friend. That was pretty damn solid for Renegades. Even with that crossfire, after they get those first 2 frags, they've got 2 guys on short. They're going to have 4 people on the B bomb site very, very quickly. Great response from Renegades, coming in with the blue sirens wailing, and they took control of the situation.
JKS is like a human guillotine, just chopping those heads off.
He's a beast. We've watched him for years, and it has been very enjoyable the whole time. He makes it look easy. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
The investment in this round is 2 P250s for Avangar, a total of $600. You get a kill with a P250, it pays for itself. 300 for 3. Oh! Oh man, it's too early. This is not past the watershed. It is Germany though, after all. That's a very quick anti-eco, and Renegades make their way to 8.
Very quick. That must be one of the fastest ones we've seen all major. That's insane. That opening headshot. We're getting some tasty frags, I have to say. Renegades really stepping up. I don't know what the pep talk was like in halftime, but it's worked.
Okay, it is buy time for Avangar. Their utility sucks. They don't have a lot of grenades. They have prioritized the AK-47s, which is interesting because they're one of the teams who will sacrifice a few weapons to get more utility. That smoke grenade goes deep into B apartments. It will cause problems for a lurker. There is the smoke being delivered. Thank you, Mr. Sliggy. Still a 1-round lead for Avangar, but again, this is the first buy round in the second half. Jacob gets taken out, pushing the Palace position. Buster, a good one to watch in that respect on how you wait for a potential push for CTs, the timing in general.
Yeah, and this is, of course, being that bonus round. I wonder if Renegades are going to try to take some risks. For Avangar, they have 3 smokes left, and that's 3 smokes is the perfect amount to pretty much do whatever you want, but at this point, of course, they just need to get onto a bomb site sooner than later, as they don't have any. You can't really spare the utility to gain position towards the site. You now need it just to execute onto the site. We might have a fake coming in here, as we've got 2 players coming out of the Palace. How is this going to work out for Avangar? This could be very sneaky indeed. You don't often expect the first player to peak to be from Palace, and then to be a trade fragger as well. This could be huge right now. Buster going for the first kill. The trade is not there. Great performance from Azza, and right now Renegade still wary of an A push, and this is the timing window for Avangar to get into B, and it is completely open. It has worked.
They have to take market though. They can't just sit on the site. They need a forward position. They need a tight choke point. They have no idea. They're taken by surprise that no one is on the B bomb site whatsoever. But so far, they're all holding on the site. Sanji delivers a smoke grenade towards that short position. They're assuming someone is maybe in market, maybe waiting for a rotation, so they haven't gone for a market push, feeling it was too risky. But this is going to allow Renegades some position. That said, Renegades are all coming in from the same position. Avangar don't know that, so they will worry about short. They'll worry about the apartments. This is going to be a ropey push from Renegades, trying to create some space with some grenades. Easy for a Renegade. He can spread that position, but not if all your teammates are dead. Azza with 12 HP, just trying to do some exit damage, but he's going to die. So he's going to lose a lot of money himself. And, is he going to get away in time?
It's going to be close, isn't it? Azza. Just
he's a man of calculation.
Very nice.
But indeed, the fake is sold. Just showing Azza enough information on default that jiggle allowed him to just get that greater bit of focus. Takes out 2 players, but it's double figures for Avangar.
Yeah, that was really clean from Adren as well. It's good to see, Adren getting a performance in. I think we've seen so far during this tournament, he hasn't had the best performances. We haven't thought about Adren when we're thinking about Avangar, but we know he is capable. As I think it was Thorin saying on the desk, he's had so many achievements, and they are so close to the grand finals of another major for him. And here comes a quick push up the catwalk position from Avangar, but Gratisfaction is there. He's got a lot of vision on this catwalk position. There's not much utility left for Avangar, James. They really need to get middle, but it looks like they may have to give it up, and I don't think they have really much in the way of options considering how low the utility is. They have to go back to A, and they've got to make this push work.
Renegades are essentially in retake positions. Again, they don't really have the right weapons for the job necessarily. There's no AWP just yet. Liaz has an MP9, but he's on the B-bomb side, just like Sanji was earlier on, so that might not be the biggest of deals. But keep an eye on James and his slow rotation. He might be checked for by the CT side as a holding a Molotov, but where would he choose to throw it? Will it be towards the site? Oh, it's being deployed. There's a huge gap by the bench. Stanji will take advantage of that. Bomb being planted again. James is still lurking in a mid position. The bomb's been denied though. They've got to get it planted soon. They have to, but maybe James will activate now.
Uh-oh, things are getting really dangerous. The smokes have gone. That was the cover to plant. This bomb site's so exposed, there's no place to actually plant safely at this point. They have to frag out, or they have to rotate out, one of the two. And it looks like they're going for the frags here. Taking the aim battles. Spray comes through for Buster, but it's only going to be one hit. It's looking like it's all Renegades. And indeed, JKS shuts it down with a kill onto Kika. And Renegades will survive with 3, and they will take a lovely bounty, James. 3 AK-47s. Can't be too sad about that.
Yeah, and you can see how focused the team are, not getting too excited. It's just one round, and there's plenty more to come. Very back and forth game of Mirage so far. That's what we want to see. Now, what we have to see is if Renegades can stabilize at this point. They have taken 3 of the 4 rounds so far. If we ignore the pistol, it's quite the back and forth. Early Molotovs towards the ramp, flashbang over the top, into mid in case there's a fast play there, but Avangar are focused on the A bomb site. They haven't quite found themselves with the perfect buy just yet. It will be a fast one after all, a ding-dong from Adren, and they will continue to press forward. Jacob's got nice angles though, and very good aim.
Good stuff though. Jane will trade. That does allow his teammates to push forwards for a bomb plant. But again, got to make it happen before the smokes go away. Gratisfaction has an angle if they were to plant towards triple. Going for the spray though, knows that they're going for the default plant. Up on top of Ticket, you don't expect this. Jane from high, but Gratisfaction will spot him from the stairs position. That's absolutely key. Big risk there from Jane, and it doesn't pay off. But still, there is a chance. Sanji's remaining with a rifle. Buster on a deagle. It's not going to look good, but they could maybe find a way here.
Buster's in a really hard spot. He's kind of stuck in sandwich. If he goes forward, he's seen from triple. Sanji to trade. He finds 2, but he cannot find the 3rd. Renegades just about survive. Liaz, the only man alive. They've done a lot of damage, Avangar, to the economy of Renegades. We asked about stabilizing that consistency, but maybe that comes into question as Renegades tie the score. Because if you look at the money, there may be some issues. Now, Avangar have a decision to make that. I
think it's an easy one here for them. They love a good force buy, and it's not going to look too bad. Some of the players had good enough money, and we're going to see a MAC-10. The AWP will feature onto James. So it's going to look pretty strong. A Deagle on a Dren, so they have enough utility to pretty much work any area of the map. This is a big round, a really big round. At 10-10, Avangar go for the force buy to try to punish Renegades, lacking economy. James flash off the angle. Gratisfaction, it's a close one. Sees an elbow, but can't find the punish.
Maybe the respect for his opponent causes him to stray for little. They both know the angles. Look at that flash from James.
Can't watch this, James. They keep retaking the position.
Yeah, and it's awesome to watch if you can stomach it. A minute 25 on the clock for Avangar. Kika has a grenade lined up, a smoke for the window. James rotates towards A, the 4th player to go in that direction. Kika will perhaps try to invite CTs to defend the mid position with the smoke grenade. You can see her focus, maybe fear of a potential boost. Renegades moving into CT spawn now. JKS with a very timely HE grenade. So far, so good in that respect, but there's a smoke. That's it for Renegades. No support flashes, nothing. They've got to frag out.
And JKS in the key position, but Gratisfaction as well, working that AWP like a dream from triple, and it just gets worse for Avangar because JKS activates as well from the shadow position, and now Kika, he's not really got anywhere to go, and it's up to James, but he just has to try to maybe even keep this AWP alive, try to do some amount of damage. They can't leave this round with no damage. Great flick, but the punish is guaranteed for JKS, and Renegades pick it up with 4 players surviving. That's absolutely what they needed. Their economy was awful before, but now this could be the turning moment for them.
JKS, the Oceanic Terminator, 21 for 12 at the moment.
Wow.
Not a fan of being fragged, and he is playing strong for his team at present. There's been a few rounds where Renegades have survived with one player, but they're surviving. They are stringing all the rounds together. Avangar have won just a single round so far. If you ignore the pistol, it's 3-1 to Renegades in terms of the buy rounds and the rounds beyond the pistol. And that might be telling in this first map. Just one round ahead at the moment. And again, we did mention just one player surviving for Renegades. Avangar with a choice to make, and they will choose aggression. They will choose raw and attrition. Sorry, it was the round prior with one.
There it is, Gratis Faction absolutely shutting this one down. And that gave all the space for JKS to find that peak. And Renegades are looking pretty good at this point. Avangar struggling to find the way in on their T side. I think one of the issues we've seen for Avangar so far is that they aren't being as successful getting middle control as Renegades were on Renegades' T side. And that might be an issue they may have to solve, because it seems when they come back for these set pieces, it gets a bit too chaotic, and there's not a consistent advantage to work with.
Sponge is in the crowd with the Renegades fans. Respect.
It's good to see
I'm giving them space. I don't know if you can hear it on the stream, but when these guys are screaming, I'm just giving them space to go for it. So there was a round reset. Avangar picks up at the odd SMG, the odd bits and bobs here and there. So I thought they were going to try and do something, but the round was restored, so I don't know if it was an auto buy or whatever it was, but it will just be a few pistols, a few flashbangs for the likes of Avangar in the first game of this best-of-3 series, at least, well, for this particular round, should I say. Let's not get too carried away. Gratis Faction in the connector position. I told you he was aggressive, man. He's maybe got the rabies or the bath salts. I don't know. Either way, he'll get the opening kill, but maybe his timing was off a little bit. No support for him in a mid position, and against an eco, you can't be making these mistakes when you have a chance to make it to grand finals.
Yeah, and James giving Renegades a bit of the Azza treatment with that push through to market. This could be a huge play. Now, his teammates have to survive whilst he makes this one happen, because if everybody goes down, James' position doesn't become nearly as impactful, of course. So here it is, and he might just get a gun from this as well if he can get the kill into Liaz, and it looks guaranteed. Nice. He is waiting for it. There it is, makes it guaranteed, but oh dear, he can't pick up the gun. Azza's blocking that. This is a problem. Azza is a huge problem from this position. The longer he stays alive, the more trouble Avangar are in. Yeah, and in comes the reinforcements.
Yeah, it's risk for Azza as well. He can't just try and stop everything, because he's got to play for the round and not necessarily the position. JKS is here, but the bomb has been planted. Let's not forget, that was an eco for Avangar. So that's a great success. They get 2 frags, they plant the bomb. That's bonus money, especially considering their investment. Again, it's an awkward situation for Azza. He can't just go and try and stop them as they swarm into the site. He needs to play for the long haul, and that's what they do. 3 players survive, and they make it to 12.
And poor James as well. That M4 just out of arm's reach. But as you say, definitely a lot of positives, the silver lining in that round. They did what they needed to do, and out comes the AWP on Jane once again. A 4-buy for Avangar as Renegades are looking rather indomitable. They're picking up pace, they're picking up momentum, and we'll have to see if Avangar can find a way to put something in the spokes to stop those wheels from turning, because Renegades are quickly moving towards that finish line in map 1. And this faction, can't make the jump across, blocked by the smoke grenades. Don't often see that, but see if he can do anything from connector. James trying to take over mid with the rest of the team. We said this, they need to get middle control. That has to be an improvement for Avangar.
5 smokes up at the moment, 3 in mid, 1 on ramp, and 1 by the B windows. A flash over the top from Gratis Faction. Trying to take position the hard way. That's so cheeky, but he doesn't take the bait. That might give James the wrong level of confidence, although Gratis Faction moves away. Molly in case somebody's just around the corner. That's quite smart, because if they were waiting to pop flash somebody from top mid, but again, you can't make these errors, man. You can't just take that position for free. Too hungry in that mid position. Once again, he's been punished.
You can see, he tried to flash his way into the angle, but perhaps you want a teammate to go for that flash. You can peek it more quickly. Either way, Renegades a little bit desperate here. J-Chem looking to defend the boost over the top of the smoke and bust. To see anything? Oh, just barely not. This boost all over the place here. One towards Catwalk. It looks like Renegades will have a superior boost, and they're not looking too bad here, but James will find a way to bring an advantage back into Avangar's favor, and Kika starts to work into the A bomb site. JKS, though, he's got a feeling, his intuition has been sparked. He knows something might be up here. He's in a key position to hold on to this bomb site for Renegades.
Avangar know there were 2 players towards B because of the boost, so time is on their side. If they can push with good time and win the duel, Adren punishes the rotation. JKS taken out. Again, so important on the A bomb site, good position, but he can't make it work on this occasion. That leaves Liaz from B. Again, they know that second player was towards the B bomb site. And Avangar finds success on A. A very interesting exchange with multiple boosts around the mid at the same time. But again, the frags go the way of Avangar. They have the information, they know where the biggest weakness is, and they seize the A bomb site.
Yeah, it was interesting to see the boost convention in middle, and Renegades still unfortunate. I think that play from Gratisfaction, I wonder how effective that flash was, because James didn't seem to come off the angle, so maybe that flash actually just completely missed. It looked improvised.
Yeah, again, I think we've seen unnecessary risks from both snipers around the mid position, outstaying the welcome in mid, not having support from the team. Again, some teams you can do it against, some teams you can't. If you get confidence making those plays and being successful versus one team, whereas another team will punish you, then it may prove very costly indeed. Not too costly just yet, though, for Renegades. They're still in the lead. They still have some weapons, and they can spread the wealth and buy around what they've saved.
I think the cool thing as well is that, Renegades, they have a lot of options for aggression that they haven't really tested too much. We've seen some like Palace aggression, but ultimately we haven't seen a big mid push. We haven't seen an underpass push. It's been somewhat conservative so far for Renegades, so Avangar need to be very cautious that they do not get caught out in this round. And I love that we see the classic SMG on Sanji, James. I feel like he is a master with that weapon. He can do some magical things. We'll have to see exactly the utility that MAC-10 will provide Avangar with whatever strategy they decide to run in this round.
Tactical timeout has come and gone. Now, Avangar need to have a read as to the situation Renegades might be in. Are they going to be short on utility? Are they going to be likely to make a play? I mean, with Gratisfaction, that's always likely, but perhaps something more than that. Not long to find out now. Sniper rifle for both sides. Grenades in the mid position. Jacob goes through the underpass. Now Sanji's the man up top. Don't think he's heard anything just yet. Sanji seems to have no idea. He's making a forward play towards B. He's trying to bait them maybe. Avangar being patient around the rest of the map. Jay moving through mid, but this is a big situation. But Sanji's looking for it now. He's facing this direction, but he's got the MAC-10. I told you, the MP9 and MAC-10, it's like he doesn't have rifles in his menu.
Ooh, and there it is, a punish from JKM. He manages to find himself that flank, and that's with the MP9 all fall as well. The SMG's not having much luck, and all of a sudden, Renegades have lost basically everybody. Great individual plays across the map for Avangar. We saw both teams making these slight individual plays, and Avangar managed to tip things in their favor on this occasion. And that's going to tie things up 12-12, unless JKM, I don't know, finds something magical, but very unlikely from this position. Their money's so bad, he just wants to keep this M4 in his hands, so they have something to work with on the next round, which will be a save. And ooh, it's not a good situation. They've won so many rounds so far that they're not going to have any loss bonus. So Avangar should be good to convert 1 or 2 off of the back of this round win, James, and they're going to build a lot of money to boots.
Getting pretty tight in this first map. This was such a hard pick for me. I really feel like there's no bad choice between these two teams. It really is 50-50, and it seems to be at the moment. Avangar have found a way to win rounds in the second half, and maybe this is the perfect time to do it again. If you look at the first 7 rounds, 6 of them went to Renegades in this half, but now Avangar are starting to pull things back, and they're breaking the money of Renegades on the CT side in a very crucial part of the game. It's round 25.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really interesting. I mean, you do have to consider that, yes, Renegades won both pistols, and they converted 3 rounds, including the pistol, of course, on the first half, and they converted 2 on the second half. So very close game between these two teams. James will make his way across middle, taking a light bit of damage. Up on the boxes there at top mid, looking for something. Of course, it's just USPs here. A full save from Renegades. This should be for Avangar a point where they can really start to dictate the pace, as Renegades can't offer up much of a defense with just these USPs. But we'll see if they can get creative. That's what it's about in rounds like this, just getting creative.
Nerdy stats for you. JKS headshot ratio, currently 73%. Not the most important stat, but that's pretty damn high. The Dren has done 276 grenade damage in this game so far. Kika second with 204, JKS third with 177, and their CT side is still continuing, so that might rise. Sanji, the information man, he's got the Mac on, he's got the bowler hat. He's going to find out what the situation is on the B bomb site. You'll see that no one seems to be here. There's no boost. There's a smoke on short. So Ladder is contained as far as the bomb site is concerned. You can see him keeping an eye on things, and the bomb is rotating. The Adren's there as well. Kika towards A-ramp, just keeping the CTs honest for now, but you don't want to give up an AK-47, so he may choose to rotate. He's actually being flanked, unbeknownst to both players. Jacob pushing through Palace, Renegades starting to rotate. Again, you want to keep high ground control. Very important when you're on the B bomb site. See what Renegades choose to do. They didn't really invest a whole lot, so they don't have much to lose.
Yeah, it's actually kind of a loss for them that they can't find a way to trade a play, but maybe they get keycard here. Oh, there you go. That's what you want to see. An AK collected, no way to punish that. No way to steal that back if you're Avangar. And I think, honestly, that's a huge win. That's a huge win. Renegades have found a way to steal a gun for themselves for the next round. That's huge win. We'll see if it comes to pass. That AK is instrumental in this next round as far as damage is concerned.
JKS also leading in enemies flash 27. Satisfaction 22. Those two far ahead of everybody else. So they're doing a lot. Dan managed to hit his microphone on the table. That's really impressive, Dan.
Thank you.
Avangar, 1 round in the lead.
Absolutely, it's not looking too bad for them now, but of course, Renegades have had a lull due to the fact that their economy has not been looking all that good. But now this is where things could change, although working without an AWP is definitely a change of pace for them, not having Gratisfaction able to harass middle with that. Avangar going to be looking confident, and here it is, big mid play. Jacob leads the way with the AK-47, and they have that deep smoke at top mid. And there goes some deep nades as well to try to do damage to Avangar, but Avangar managed to evade all the damage, and this is a problem for Renegades because big play to take map control. However, now Avangar could just slow the round down to a painful pace for Renegades because Renegades have dumped all their utility to take middle. And Jane will try to get something here if Renegades were to double down on this mid push in some respect.
Do Renegades feel inclined to make a forward play somewhere? Maybe with the B player or something. They've got to feel nervous about this. The grenades continue to come in. Jacob, only good for one. Azad looking to deliver, but he'll get taken out. Kika, impact frags. Gratisfaction won't fight to the death. 4 bullets, rotates away. 3 versus 3. They need that personnel up. Sanji lurking towards the B bomb site. There's potential to split now if Adren can make his way into the apartments. We've got James lurking. Gratisfaction takes one to the face. Now Liaz has a lot to do. Sanji's creeping alone. Maybe the bomb's been spotted, but perhaps not. Is he going to keep going? Liaz might actually have the jump on him. Sanji, does he check his position? No, he doesn't, but he's still alive for now. That's the information, though. But JKS is so far away. He's just standing at Palace, and he's not really rotating just yet. Surely that's a bomb on the radar. Surely he's got to go for it, but it might be a lurker. Liaz has so much to do. He's playing time. He needs that rotation. JKS is still not coming just yet. 19 seconds to plant the bomb. Sanji's creeping, but James out of nowhere.
Yeah, decisions had to be made, and James makes a critical one, taking down Liaz, but up to JKS. He has been incredible so far, and he's looking to do something incredible here. Sanji, with that AK-47, is so dangerous. They have the flashbangs to smoke as well. James looking for the shot with the AWP. Surely he is favored on these peaks against JKS, but JKS is finding his way forward, edging closer and closer to try to make this clutch a reality as James and Sanji make this painful. They try to go for the double peak, but the timing's not perfect. James dies! And JKS, has he got time? There's no kit. Has he got time? This is going to be so close. 5 seconds. Can JKS make it work? Right down to the wire, and he's managed to do it. JKS again cannot be stopped, having the game of his life at the semi-finals of this Berlin Major, the deepest run Renegades have ever had, and he's showing up in more ways than one.
Unbelievable. Liaz bought enough time. JKS, he's the man you want as the last man standing. James creeping.
The communication on that peak, James, it must have been off there. That was quite a delayed trade frag attempt. But they've got to rally themselves here. It's 13-13. We're nearly at the end of the first map. It's been so close.
There are 4 smokes on the B bomb site. Can we just... there are
marvel,
4 smokes,
marvel at it.
but no one's making a play. There are 4 smokes on the B bomb site. There were 7 smokes up at once at the beginning of the round. When do you see that? But still, there's no play being made by Avangar, so I don't know what kind of response they're trying to bait in that situation. The bomb is down in T-spawn, hasn't been collected, so that's a curious one. But here we are, Renegades still in this game. You can see JKS, he's had some frustration, wasn't too happy about that particular round, but they're here. 13-13. Utility is low for Renegades, but they've got clutch in these players. Maybe they won't need it, that utility. Liaz is moving forward in B apartments, actually. That's really important. That's what you need when you don't have many grenades to play with.
This is a big setup, though, on the A side. Renegades are very committed here. They need to make the frags happen. They know they don't have utility to retake, so they have to stop the bomb from even going down. That's the objective. Gratisfaction gets caught, but they are distracted, and the lineup comes in, but it's now down to JKS again, looking to be an indomitable force, but finally, Sanji will take him out. It's 2 players left for Avangar as they edge their way back onto the bomb site. These duels are important. Time is being bought. Atranis got to sprint all the way. He's got to pick up that bomb. Azza can play the time.
The only place he can plant the bomb is on the side of triple. That's it. That's his only chance. It's either that or go for the 1 versus 1. It is a game of chicken. Azza moving forward, and Dren's got no idea. He knows the play. There he is. The plant is there for Avangar, but the round is here for Renegades. They move to 14. You can see Kassad very happy with that.
Ooh, yeah, that's a really big one, because it's actually kind of crazy, because it's so important that Adren got that bomb down. The money's going to be really, really tight here. Avangar are going to have to take some decisions. I wouldn't be surprised to see a tactical timeout of some description. Actually, I misread that completely, James. They're totally fine. And that's good. That's good news for them. It's good news for us, too, because this is going to be competitive all the way to that 30th round.
It's a big opportunity for Avangar. A big opportunity. Only 1 player surviving for Renegades, and the T side has lots of cash. The loss bonus for Renegades is minimal, and it's almost max for Avangar, so they have a ginormous chance ahead of them. If they win this round, they might win the game.
Gratisfaction looking for something in middle. Avangar not doing too much there. James trying to catch that jump peak that we've seen punished. Well, I would say we've seen punished. It's just Sanji that's been punished on that one. But maybe James can find something as well. Looking for a push as well, or an AWP to take that position. Just lying in wait. And the rest of Avangar are ready to burst off of the back of the play, should one be made, to James's crosshair. As we'll go closer. As Avangar, they didn't get what they wanted. They will fall back, but James, there's a minute to go, and again, Renegades are just out of utility. Again.
Yeah, but they have stopped they've stopped plan A from Avangar. They put the smoke in the apartments, and they've had to abort, and they have no map control. They have no idea if anybody's in Palace or anything like that. Previously, Liaz pushed through the apartments. He's boosted up at the moment. He's on the balcony. We'll see if he makes a forward play. He's got an MP9. He could be flashed in from Azza, who's playing on the site, but for now they're playing the crossfire. 40 seconds remain. Renegades can quickly have 3 players on the A bomb site. The grenades start to stream in. We've got instant reaction. Jacob coming through connector again. Jacob and JKS, the double J, the jugs. So important to defend A for Renegades.
JKS has been an absolute juggernaut. Oh, the lineup for JKM is absolutely disgusting. He gets a triple straight away, crippling the push. Avangar just have Jame and Kika, and they don't have time. This bomb plot has to go down. Jake won't be stopped. Kika takes control, defends CT, and now it's down to Liaz and Gratisfaction on the way back in. They have no utility. Liaz is on an MP9, swaps out for the M4. In they go. Jame spots it as he crosses over towards Ticket. And Keycode is there as well. They have to find the perfect timing. Jame on the crouch. Gratisfaction takes it down. Keycode is all on Jame now. All on Jame. Has to pick the perfect moment. Looking for it, and he gets it. That's the bomb diffuser down, and now it's just 1 more to go. Gratisfaction, he tried to hold his nerve, but Gratisfaction takes it, and he has time. Renegades move to 15. Can you believe it?
It is a game of millimeters. It is a game of millimeters. Renegades gets a game point. Again, Avangar, a max loss bonus. They get a bomb plant. They've got money in the bank. Again, Renegades survive with 1 player. If they lose 1 round, we're probably going to overtime, but they keep winning the rounds. When they've got one play left, they keep winning, they keep surviving. They've got clutch. Jacob, Norgay coming in strong. Look at this spray down, absolutely ridiculous. Pesticides in the face, there's no survival from that.
That is insane. I can't believe he gets 3 there. Oh my God, Renegades. I feel like Avangar are playing a slightly better Counter-Strike on Mirage, but Renegades have that clutch. Oh my God, Avangar need to dig deep here. Last chance saloon for them. At least they have the money for the big buy, and James is looking for the aggression. Gratisfaction. How far is he willing to go? Well, it looks good enough because Adren's going to walk straight into his crosshair, and he falls back, and I'm sure there's a big grin. That'll be on his face a bit later, because that was a free one.
Gratisfaction does what he wants, damn it, and most of the time it works, and what a time to do it. Avangar low on utility, Renegades low on utility, but high in personnel. Buster taken out. Finally, there's something from Avangar. Both teams had to come into this one confident. Kika gets a very important frag from Palace, falls away before Gratisfaction can take revenge. And the bomb's not being spotted. Currently moving through T-spawn towards the A-bomb site. There are still 2 players in B for Renegades, but one is slowly moving towards that jungle position. Avangar looking to burst from the Palace. Gratisfaction's close, he's playing shotgun mode.
Oh no.
He's playing Left 4 Dead that.
Oh no, he's got no, there's no way that he can kill 3 players here. He will drop down into the shadow position, but time is really of the essence again for Avangar. They're going to have to go for it. Flick shot doesn't connect, but Kika certainly does. And now it is a very, very hard retake for Renegades. Their money is in the bin, James. They've got no money.
It is.
Renegades have no money.
It's in the sewers of Overpass. It smells of ammonia and bin juice.
I think we might be looking at an overtime here, unless something goes horribly wrong for Avangar in the next round.
Again, Renegades have won 3 rounds in a row, all by defuse, and they haven't had many people standing. Their loss bonus is minimal, and they have an MP9 and an M4A4. So I think it's a really weird scenario, though, because Avangar have got to know they've got a huge advantage, but they might overplay that. They might start to play slow. They might start to use a clock until it becomes an enemy. So there may be chances for Renegades, because Avangar have got to look, they've got to expect some kind of crazy aggression from Renegades. It's standard, it's textbook, it's what you normally do. But if that doesn't come through, and Avangar are just waiting too long, if Renegades find the right place to push, if they put somebody in Palace, if they go up the balcony, then there could still be disaster for Avangar. Nothing is guaranteed in this round.
It feels like Renegades have been hanging on the side of a cliff by their fingernails for so long, trying desperately to claw their way back up to some kind of a stable position, but it keeps requiring just immense clutches to bring themselves into I mean, in fact, they were ahead for a while, of course, through those clutches, but again, it just looked like Avangar hitting them with better Counter-Strike, but Renegades are hitting them with more clutch. And honestly, that's when you get some of the most exciting moments, and we might be going right down to the wire here because Avangar, again, all the money to work with, all the toys, but Renegades, we have a CZ75, a Deagle, an M4, an MP9, and an AK-47, and about 8 grenades or something in that region.
JKS has the AK, though. That's the man you want with the AK, I'd say. JKS or Azo, who's really good for multi-frag. He's got an M4, and Gratisfaction is the first one to fall. A good start for Avangar, a very good start indeed. Does that encourage a push? You'd expect Avangar to rotate elsewhere. We'll see how Renegades respond to that. They're moving away from the ramp. But again, Jacob's only got a Desert Eagle, and now he's dead. The rifles remain with the MP9.
JKS is still alive with an AK-47 though, James. If Azza can hold this position, and he looks like he might be able to do so, takes down Buster. Maybe they'll go towards the A-bomb site where JKS is, and it looks like they may be thinking about that. They still have all the options available to them. This smoke is very annoying. You don't necessarily want to push that. You have the advantage, you have the numbers. Take it easy, the smoke goes away. Avangar start to flow through onto that A-bomb site now, but JKS, he lurks around the corner, having an incredible display of skill so far, but Sanji has a better position. He'll shut him down, and Avangar, they've secured overtime against Renegades. My God, James, we're going to get more of this.
I want more.
I'm damn happy about that.
Absolutely. I am hungry for more rounds on Mirage. Well, he's pretty happy with that. But one team's going to be sad after this game is over, that's for sure. The money is reset. $10,000 per person. See if Renegades start with one AWP or if they'll mix things up in their first round on the CT side. Really important for for both of these teams to take a lead in this series, but only one team can, and I couldn't pick between them. Dust 2 comes after this. But first, we must find a conclusion for Mirage. No AWP for Avangar. Interesting. If they win the round, I suppose they could steal one should they want to. The AKs would be good for a fast round. The smoke grenade is up on B early from the CT side. Hazard just walking out there, not expecting Avangar to be in the underpass. James almost looked away. I did wonder what was going to happen there, but here we are. An early 5 versus 4 for Avangar.
Yeah, that's a huge opening kill to find, and I mean, it's just the dream situation. If you're a caller, you get that really fast pick. And look at this, we get the double down move from Renegades. They have to take a big risk to try to mitigate the disadvantage they're working with. They try to play for info, and they'll get the information, but they won't have the bodies towards the bomb site. And I don't know if they'll find rotation in a timing that will allow them to do much. Unless somehow JKS finds something, but he's in ticket, playing a retake position. Okay, he's going past the smoke. He's looking to do big damage. It's all on JKS. If he can get 2 to 3 kills, that's what he needs to try to save this. There's a chance. There's number 1. There's number 2. JKS moves around the side of default, but he'll finally be taken down. Has he done enough, though?
There's a gap for Liaz. He's had a quiet game so far, but he might just see a Dren. He's forced away by the flashbang. That could have been everything, but it ended up being nothing. In the meantime, Jacob is flanking. He's towards that A-ramp position. Gratisfaction with Graves towards CT for his teammate. Sanji's been taken out. The flank has been activated. Now the remaining players of Avangar are in a sandwich, and that sandwich does not taste very nice at all. Buster, 1 versus 3. Needs to make a forward play. Don't know where he is. Just Jake gets his bell rung, though. 10 HP for Buster. Switches out for another rifle. 16 bullets, but they won't matter. Gratisfaction will get that final kill, and Renegades take the first round. They were really out of position there. It was a great effort with those first 2 frags because they were looking for players towards the B bomb site. They weren't sure what was going on. And if you look at how Renegades started a round, I don't know if they thought there was a play towards B. I don't know what Az was doing standing on the window at that point, but it must have thought some information was good, but it was really bad.
I'll just say that JKS is... Oh, wow, that's not bad from Liaz. Good lineup there. But yeah, can I just say that JKS is in incredible form. Delivering 2 kills there, and as you say, that also then provided the delay that was necessary. That is insane, and that's the only reason they're able to win that round. He is in the zone right now. Gratisfaction towards Catwalk. Looking for a play into mid, but there's nothing just yet. But eventually there will be. Avangar take 2 players through underpass first.
Look at that HE. HE is juicy, and it's going to get worse. Surely there's a trade from window. Indeed, there is. But Avangar are the ones who are one to the good. Jacob's at the 12 HP. Buster deploying. Thought it might have been the HE, but it wasn't. 4v3 for Avangar. Nothing is guaranteed, however. We've got Sanji making his way towards the B bomb site, and you can see that this distraction in mid is causing problems. How's he got here? Is he teleporting? We've still got JKS in the palace. Kika on the ramp. So this is a very interesting situation. Avangar haven't gone past the choke point of the B bomb site just yet, and that's allowing Liaz to rotate back in towards B.
That's an important flashbang to try to take some position back into the bomb site. We get the flank coming in as well. J-Chem, though, he's got 12 HP and look, the information. Now they see the A is clear as well, Avangar, but do they have time? Do they feel confident to go for a rotation? There's J-Chem. Oh, 12 HP, not a single bullet landed onto him. Buster needs to get something. No, how has he done this? The bomb's down on the ground, and it's just Sanji and Kika left. There's 30 seconds to go. They have to kill J-Chem. Finally, they'll do it, but there's so much damage. What do they do now?
Down the underpass he goes. Again, that information from Kika may have just cost everything. They wait for the info, but there are so many flanks from Renegades, but now they've managed to go past. This is absolutely ridiculous, but where do they plant the bomb? Does it go for the inverse plant? It will be indeed. It's planted for everywhere, and Renegades won't know where the T's are. They've got no vision from short. They could be CT, they could be jungle, they could be pretty much anywhere on the map, so it's going to be a slow approach from Renegades. JKS has got 1 flashbang, which maybe he throws for Liaz. Very scary situation for Renegades.
It's incredibly scary, but I don't even know how they are making this doable, but coming 2 through ticket to try to retake this. There's no nades left on Avangar. They'll have to find good timings on the peaks. That pressure on the clock is very, very huge for Renegades. Timely peak from Kika, takes down Liaz. JKS, nothing he can do. Kika takes him out, and Avangar pick up the round, but for it to be that close, I don't even know how that was possible. Jake, with 12 HP, gets a double with an insane flank.
That looked absolutely precarious for Avangar. The fact they got out of that is unreal.
The composure to play that mid-round situation calmly and decisively is impressive, I have to agree.
Peaks from Kika towards the end there. Expecting the CT to have to touch the bomb or something, and you can see the frustration continues for JKS. That's been that way since the beginning, since that early hiccup. But they're still very much in this game, it's 16 apiece. One team looking for a lead at half-time. Satisfaction still has the AWP, liaise with the French gun, some shortcomings now for Renegades.
And there goes the burst into mid from Avangar as he looked to take position, but Satisfaction, he wants to get a punish, he wants to get a pick. Will anybody dare peek this position? And oh, the whip from Satisfaction, and James looks like he's just a little bit better in this round, and another early advantage for Avangar. And it starts to feel like Avangar are finding more consistent openings against Renegades. Renegades have to make it chaotic, and it's going to be very difficult to come back in this round, James. They don't have much firepower. There's a FAMAS on Liaz, and again, the utility is low for Renegades.
But where will the bomb go? That's the big question. Because if it goes towards JKS and Jacob, I always believe in those two if they're alive. Sanji makes his way towards A, so I think it's going to be an A split. And it looks very, very likely. But Jacob's moving away. JKS is deep, but he is dependable, even in a bad situation. And he needs to be now. He's got no one to throw support flashes, nothing. He is as on his own as he possibly could be. Playing on hard mode right now, however, difficulty will be reduced somewhat with Jacob making his way over. There's initial engagement, there's one kill, instant trade though. Jacob is here, he has to deliver, but there's too many man now for Avangar in 3 different places, and they have the bomb site.
Speaking of delivering, Keycut has been doing excellent work, and I don't know what Renegades can find here, but of course they've got to go for it. Final round of this half, and Buster's waiting around the corner. It's going to have to be really fast. He's going to have to predict this one. And there you go. He does take down Buster, but there's 3 more to go, and they know where he's coming from this time. And Keycut, of course, takes him out. 17-16. It's Avangar with the lead at the end of the first half of the first overtime in the first map of this epic series.
James on 30 kills, JKS 29. Slowed down a bit in the second half, but still getting very important frags for his team. Avangar, 1 round to the good. First team to 19 to take Mirage. Renegades need all 3 rounds in this half. Avangar need just the 2. AWP comes out for James. Buster hasn't bought yet, there we go. I did wonder, and I was not disappointed. 2 AWPs for Avangar, where they found some success until Renegades adjusted. The Renegades don't know what's happening, and now we've got a flip. Now it's Renegades' turn to have 5 AKs. They had some success with the fast rounds towards A, so maybe this is a read that there's 2 AWPs on deck.
Oh, but we've seen this before. Keycut's position, when he plays close here, he's absolutely deadly. We'll fall back to the shadow area, however. And we may have somewhat of a fake on our hands towards this B position to pull the Avangar defense out of the A bomb site, and indeed that's what's happening. Keycut falling all the way back from the depths of A ramp towards Ticket now. So it's a retake setup on the A bomb site. Avangar, they will have to be very precise. They go back into the A bomb site. Renegades, can they get anything out of this? That's a very, very big nade, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a paper cut with vinegar. They continue to creep. Dren has the angle by the window, I think. Oh, he's on the bench. That Molotov.
He goes rotating.
Yeah, they're fully committing to this one. They are being baited. It's a little piece of squid on the hook, and Avangar can taste it in the water. They're all moving to the B bomb site. They've made a terrible mistake. All this for 1 frag. Where's all the commotion gone? Where are the queues? Nothing's happening.
And one key thing here as well, James, Renegades have full utility. They've walked into the A bomb site now, and they have full utility. So they, oh no! Oh, that's really bad. Buster taking down Liaz, who was trying to plant the bomb. The one position that wasn't covered by smoke. This is a really huge problem right now. Of course, CT is open now as well, and bomb will go down, but the positioning is not going to be that good for Renegades. They have to fall all the way back. There's no retake utility, but there's many bodies to throw at this A bomb site. Satisfaction and JKS trying to hold it down. Satisfaction, he has to do it all, but it's just too overwhelming. There's Avangar retake the A bomb site with 5 left alive, and they move to 18.
The slight lack of focus allowed the CTs to rotate. I wondered if they were going to swing on the second plant attempts. They could have gone for the inverse plant with angles on CT, or I don't know, but it is game point Avangar. They have 2 chances now to take Mirage over Renegades. You've got to see some nerves in this round. Some of these frags which didn't really work out for Renegades, but they're still alive for now. The two AWPs continue, of course, for Avangar, and Gratisfaction has his own as well. Renegades have to succeed. They have to prevail. They have to deliver in both these rounds. Jacobs race carring towards Connector, Kiyojima style. Nothing doing just yet. Flames are up. James, he's been entrusted with the B bomb site. He'll get the Molotov up. Does he choose to take position? It seems he'll jump onto the balcony. There's going to be a lot of players going towards the B bomb site. Jacob seeing the rotation, but he can't find the frag.
And now it's down to James. It's down to the B bomb site attack for Renegades. He falls back, he knows what's happening. Flashed off, flashed back. He might have to go all the way to market. Putting down the defensive smoker. Trent with the taps to take down Jake. He has to take down the bomb. There's the trade coming in from Liaz, but James still alive. Liaz takes down Buster as well. James, he won't have assistance. He has to somehow do this close range, but they'll be scoped and his vision is obscured as well by this scope, but he may have found a position to work with. No, absolutely not. Liaz says no. And the Renegades, 3 versus 2. With that bomb now ticking away.
Last 2 CTs in the market. That grenade did not do enough damage. That smoke is a problem. There's a very fast rotation from Sanji towards a short position with the AWP. Doesn't see towards... Oh, he does see just a barrel. It is very wallbangable, that position. Liaz forced away, but Kika gets taken out in the meantime. And maybe it's time to save. James of 3,800, so I won't do the calculations, but maybe the save is in order. Renegades forced their way in. James managed to put the smoke up to give himself a little wall to allow rotation, but he couldn't find any angles.
I've got to say as well, you know, Liaz has been by far the most quiet until this round. Liaz had 10 frags.
That peak was nasty.
And now he has 13. And he absolutely annihilated that defense by himself.
That peak was atrocious. That was an atrocity. That was a national tragedy for Avangar.
Talk about a time to turn up for Liaz, my God.
But he still needs to turn up. He still needs to turn up, Dan, because they've got to win one more round, at least, just to survive in this game of Mirage. The AKs are out on Renegades, as well as the AWP for Gratisfaction. The 2 AWPs continue for Avangar. Enough money for the full buy in this round, and here is the action from Liaz. A wrecking ball. Wow. That was so fast from him.
What a kill. Here we go, Renegades fighting for the next overtime. If Avangar can still make this a W. James holds down the connector position. Buster looking in from Catwalk. See what he can find with his AWP, and James will be in trouble potentially. To be careful, Jacob there. James will manage to find his way out.
That's really scary.
Really scary indeed. Jacob not really looking to slow down at all towards connector. Very confident stuff from him. Avangar starting to feel pressured here, James, on this defense, and Jacob opens things up. Nice trade from James, but can he get out of it?
Going back to the well, he is aggressive, he's angry, the bomb has been dropped, but Azakan collects it. Man advantage for Avangar, but they've got no one towards CT. They've lost Kika, the impact frag man for the squad. Renegades need to get that bomb down fast. They go for the safe plant, the bad plant, but with CT, maybe it's not so bad. Look at the rotation from the CTs. We've got Sanji making his way towards ramp. We've got James. We've got double AWPs in connector. It's a weird retake. There's a chance for Renegades.
It really is. Would you want any other players from Renegades in this position with the AKs other than Azza and JKS, I wonder? As Azza looks to hold down the flank and JKS has to hold down the brunt of the attack from the connector. Azza, he's done his job. Now JKS has to combine with him to take down the remainder, and they're not looking bad, are they? Jane with the AK doesn't know where to go for the spray as these players are all coming from both sides. There's no one to look, and Renegades have done it again. They are clutch, so damn clutch. My God.
And that's the boost they need. Everybody warming up now, running real hot as this game continues. 18 apiece, and it's just the first map.
They keep finding these clutches over and over again. I feel like Avangar are playing the better Mirage, the better Counter-Strike. I think this has just been the story the whole way. Renegades just don't know when to quit.
Renegades refuse to lose, but do they have the will to win? They will continue on the T side. Will they have an AWP? We've seen in overtime both squads go 5 AKs in some of these rounds, but indeed there will be the AWP for Gratisfaction. There's been some nerves for both sides. So much potential. They can see the road ahead of them. They can see the trophy ahead of them. A place in the grand finals is at stake, and this is just the first map. Nobody wants to start 0-1, regardless of who picks what. James goes back to the well again at mid position, but this time he does not outstay his welcome. Jacob was ready. He was waiting.
He absolutely is, and that grit, that raw willpower and grit and determination seems to be paying off for Renegades, but Buster, maybe an AWP shot to the chest is better. We'll have to see as JKS now takes position towards A ramp for some lurking. However, well, there's no lurking to be done because Kikut's on the mission and he will exterminate JKS in that position. Now we've got 3 players left for Renegades at the beginning of this half. Aiken's found himself a position though. Maybe there's a play to be made, but Buster, he's wise to it and shuts that down. And now there's only 2 left. It just gets worse and worse here.
Buster is everywhere. Let's not forget the shot he missed earlier. He's got 3 kills regardless, and he takes the bomb. He takes control, and he delivers a kill for Liaz as well. All who come. Final atomic Buster around that short position. First round of overtime 2 goes to Avangar. We're looking at the first team to 22 rounds. Double ops continue for Avangar, but on the Renegade side, AWP maybe not working out so well. Maybe it's a money issue. They go 5 AKs. They've got the grenades though.
Yeah, I think those fast plays have worked for them as well. And I think creating those mid-round situations, considering that Renegades have been so clutch, has been strong. And you know what? The pace is going to kick off very quickly here as we see they're just going to run into the B-bomb site. That's not too bad, is it? And here comes the charge. Adren in position. Spray looking good. Nowhere to go. Adren removing absolutely every opponent from the B-bomb site. Oh my God, that ended so quickly.
If you want beef, then Avangar have got the meat hooks. Absolute destruction in the apartments. Renegades deploying the grenade from outside the entrance to the B apartment. Maybe some telegraphing there. A HE and a tight choke point can do a hell of a job. If one player gets stuck trying to jump out the window and Molotovs are up, that could get even worse. Lemmings on the B bomb site.
Oh my God. Oh man, they didn't even make it into the flames, James, where there's more problems. So
no, they didn't, and now they are left with Gratisfaction on a MAC-10, 4 AK-47s, some slight shortcomings in the utility, but they still have a chance. You don't want to go 0-3 in any half of overtime. But James, he's growing in confidence. I have to say, despite the back and forth, both teams have been confident and aggressive. No one's been shy.
Is it the end of the chapter that is Mirage, though? Or can Renegades again find a way back in? It's looking terrible. James with the peek from high. There's the shot through the smoke, and Renegades smartly waiting that one out, but they will take position towards the bomb site. Kikut on the boost. Not able to find anything. James somehow pushes bench. How is that happening? James looking to get out of there, and he's going to manage to do that.
He wanted to go back again. MAC-10 just not happening for the retake, and JKS is alone now. 1 versus 4. Once again, he's asked a lot of, but it won't happen. A 0-3 half for Avangar. 3 game points now. 3 game points. But it's not over yet. Nothing can be assumed. Time to switch sides. Renegades go to the CT side now. Everything can change. Gratisfaction has the luxury of the angles with the AWP rather than trying to force the issue. Not always easy on the T side, but it might not be easy on the CT side either.
Things do get weird when you get into overtime as well. It feels like, do you recycle some plays before? The success rates of those things that maybe worked before, is it going to work again? Things get a little bit blurry when you get into this extended bout. Gratisfaction jumping down. That AWP, there's the smoke for the connector Molotov to maybe create a one-way for yourself, and it's not much of a one-way, but it will do, and there's nobody pushing, so he'll take a deeper position. Gratisfaction looking for the plays, Jacob looking for the plays, but Sanji's ready for that. And now there's more problems, oh my goodness. Liaz lucky to escape there, gets a haircut courtesy of James. Sanji decides to push forwards, but into Gratisfaction he goes, and Renegades will keep tabs on middle, and it's looking good there. They've got mid control, and Avangards, they don't really have much of the map. Looks like they're going for the A push.
Jacob down, but JKS is still alive, and that's important because the bomb is going towards A. In connector at the moment, offering rifle support to Gratisfaction. They have 0 information, but surely they would expect some grenades to come in first. James, it's not the first time we've seen him lurking in this spot, but what will his timing be like? Does he take a risk? Does he have a look? You can see Buster starting to go beyond Tetris on the A bomb site. Gratisfaction has the frag, but he does not have position. JKS, we've seen him do amazing things from here in the past. 40 seconds on the clock. We've got a smoke up in default. Avoids the flashback and he's still here. Looking for the planter. JKS all over this. Buster now, 1 versus 4. Trying to do what he can, 30 seconds. He's got to collect the bomb. He's got to collect some frags, some scalps. He's got to do some damage.
Dangerous as well. That first headshot takes its time. Looks for the transfer there. Expecting the trade to come in. Oh no, you almost see it happening, but JKS will finish it off. 3 kills for him. Oh my God, the composure from Renegades has been remarkable because they've been playing with their backs against the wall time and again here on Mirage, but they don't know when to say die. Avangar need to keep applying the pressure.
2 more rounds. I want more overtimes. I want more of them. Renegades fans, make some goddamn noise for this team. They are fighting tooth and nail for this map. Come on. AWPs are out once again. James looking to punish any brazen plays across towards that connector position. And Gratisfaction a little too high on that occasion. That would have been a nice opening for them. T grenades in the mid position, smokes in the windows, but nobody's there. Renegades have 3 players in the B bomb site. No boost on short just yet. As it takes position, there'll be a boost towards B. And again, that pixel gap is so important. We've seen it cost T players before, but Gratisfaction goes deeper.
I love this. We're seeing everybody trying to make plays here, and previously Sanji caught the play into underpass, and he's looking for the play into the B apartment. So it feels like he's in the mind of Renegades, although of course he can't know exactly what's around the corner. And a rifle holding an angle versus an AWP. Those are 2 completely different beasts. Cannot walk into an angle like this. You are absolutely dead if you do it, and Sanji's still waiting for that B apartments push. You can see that the Avangar slowed the map down. They're expecting a push from Renegades, but Renegades will not give it to them.
What is Avangar's game now? Kiko makes his way over. He might engage first, actually. He's carrying the bomb. There is debate from Sanchi, but there's no pull of the trigger from Gratisfaction. I don't think Avangar have any idea what's going on, but now they do. What are they up to at the moment? Running distraction as it gets taken out in the meantime. Gratisfaction fighting for his life. His teammates are nowhere near him. He delivers a tag, but no frag just yet, and down he goes. Liaz is in the market. We've got 2 players in the red for Avangar in this 3v3. Sanchi with the AWP. Liaz the smoke to create some space. Can they get out of this market position? Renegades are all coming from the same spot.
Swapping out for that AK-47. I think JKS killed 2 players on Cowl from the A-bomb side. That's unreal. Now, Kiko waits around the smoke all day. JKS doing more damage. He is absolutely unstoppable here. Sanji looking for the play out the window. Gets the first one. The smoke goes away just in time, though. Kiko! Oh, with the luck! And that's 22. That's map 1 for Avangar. And they held on for so long, but so did Renegades. These 2 teams are inseparable. What an epic way to start this series.
A huge first map from both teams. JKS just shy of 40 frags, 39 for 27, but ultimately not enough. They still trail now 0-1 over Avangar. A very point-flippy game, and I think that first map proved it. Really monstrous stuff, very entertaining. Both teams coming in hot, and you can see smiles on the players. Great support for the Renegade squad, the Norwegian corner as well. But again, it's Avangar taking the lead.
Wow. This is such a great way to start off the series. I think, Renegades can also hold their heads high. I think Avangar, in terms of how well prepared they were for Mirage, Avangar seemed extremely prepared, I have to say. We saw those shenanigans with the mid boost coming in once or twice, but ultimately it felt like the trickery of Renegades was nullified by the preparation of Avangar, and it just turned into this slugfest, and I am entertained, James.
Yeah, that was a brutal game of Mirage. That was absolutely fantastic stuff. Both teams just so close, and I really hope that continues in the other maps to come as well. Again, I think it was really 50-50. It's hard to make a confident pick in this series, but Avangar almost lost it, but they lead 1-0. It's break time, and then we will see the thoughts of the desk.
Change of range. Charge up your game with excitement. Highest odds